Wednesday turns to the specific gift the Corinthians were fighting about most, the one that had become the biggest status symbol of all, the gift of tongues. First, what was it? In the Bible, the gift of tongues most likely refers to the Spirit-given ability to speak in real languages, actual human languages the speaker hadn't learned. You see it clearly at Pentecost, when the disciples suddenly spoke in the native languages of all the travelers gathered in Jerusalem, and each visitor heard the good news in his own tongue. It was a miracle of communication, a bridge across the language barrier so the gospel could reach everyone in the crowd. That's the gift at its purpose. God breaking down a wall so people could understand. And that's exactly what makes what the Corinthians did with it so tragic. They took a gift designed for communication and turned it into a tool for confusion. Because tongues was dramatic, impressive, obviously supernatural, it became the gift everyone wanted, the one that marked you as truly spiritual. And so their worship services filled up with people all speaking in tongues at once, nobody understanding anybody, no interpretation, no order, just an overwhelming wall of sound that meant nothing to anyone listening. They'd taken a bridge and turned it back into a wall. There's an irony there that runs all the way back to the beginning of the Bible. Once, at a tower called Babel, human pride reached for the heavens, and God confused their language so they could no longer understand each other, and they scattered. Language became a barrier, a sign of division, a curse on human arrogance. And at Pentecost, God reversed it. He gave his people the ability to be understood across every language, undoing Babel, gathering the scattered back together around one message. The gift of tongues was a little picture of that reversal. Division healed, understanding restored, the wall coming down. So watch what the Corinthians managed to do. They took that very gift and used it to build the wall back up, creating confusion and division in the one place it was meant to heal them. They'd taken God's undoing of Babel and rebuilt Babel with it. You can tell how much this weighed on Paul by how much space he gives it. He comes back to tongues again and again, more than any other gift, because the misuse of it was doing so much damage to their worship. And his instruction is patient but firm. He never says the gift is bad. He's careful about that. The gift is real, it's from the Spirit, it has its place. What he corrects is the way they were using it, and his rule comes down to one word: understanding. If you speak in a tongue, Paul says, and nobody can understand you, what good is it? You might be saying wonderful things, but if the person next to you has no idea what you're saying, you haven't helped them at all. You've just made noise. So he lays down the rule. If someone speaks in a tongue in the gathering, there must be an interpreter, someone to translate it so the whole church can understand and be built up. And if there's no interpreter, then the person should stay quiet and speak to God privately. Let everything, he says, be done for building others up. That's the test. Not, does this make me look spiritual, but does this help the people around me understand and grow? There's a principle underneath the whole thing that reaches far past tongues. Worship is not a stage for individual performance. It's a family gathering meant to build everyone up. The question is never how do I display my gift, but how does my gift serve the room? Paul would rather someone speak 5 words everyone understands than 10,000 words nobody can follow. Because the whole point of gathering is that the body is edified, strengthened, built up together. A gift that only draws attention to the one exercising it, that leaves everyone else confused and excluded, has missed its entire purpose. It's the clanging cymbal again. Loud, impressive, and useless to anyone but the one making the noise. And Paul quietly corrects a mistake that still floats around today. The idea that this one gift is the required proof that you have the Spirit, that every real Christian must speak in tongues. Paul dismantles that plainly. He wished, he says, that all of them could speak in tongues, the way you might wish everyone had any good gift. But he did not expect it, and he did not require it, because that was never how the Spirit worked. Remember the body. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Do all speak in tongues? The obvious answer to every one of those questions is no, and that's by design. If everyone had the same gift, there would be no body, just a giant disembodied tongue, which is a fitting picture of exactly what Corinthian worship had become. The Spirit gives different gifts to different people on purpose. No single gift is the badge of real faith. The badge of real faith is Jesus is Lord and love.